So guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, we're going to go over what was a pretty disappointing game week 10. So I ended up on 65 points, as you can see. Obviously that wasn't great. Especially when the worldwide average was 66, and that's 10 million people playing. So it wasn't the best of weeks. Trippier got 0 points, which was very annoying. Watkins was very unlucky to blank, so I feel bad for the people who captained him. But at the same time, he is quite high on, so I'm not sure how much he would have benefited my rank. Morris is still in my team for whatever reason. I got him in on a game week 7 wildcard for the double game week, and there's been other fires to put out in my team ever since, so I haven't actually got round to selling him. But that is something that I'm keeping in mind for future weeks. Other than that, when Gabriel didn't play, I did get quite lucky with Anderson's 3 points, especially since he got an assist for a goal that was scored in the 94th minute. So I was very grateful for that, because otherwise that would have been another 0 pointer without the assist. Um, I did get lucky, however, with Madison's assist for 6 points, given that he assisted an own goal. And also Cash, who got subbed off before Aston Villa conceded because he had a yellow card. All in all, it was a pretty good week. Salah captain wasn't the greatest, but he did get the third highest score out of anyone in my team, so I will take it. And the bench is a bit useless, to be honest. Neto, since I got him in on my wildcard, has done absolutely nothing. So I'm not entirely sure why I still have him. Um, but yeah, overall rank at the moment is down to 500k, which is very, very disappointing. And the reason for that is that I was after ending um last week at 430k. I was looking to start November in the top 500k. I set that out as my goal at the start of October when I used my wildcard. When I was quite low down, I was 1.9 million or something like that. So it is very disappointing that I dropped just outside the top 500k, but we will absolutely move. And the only problem I have for next week is that a lot of my players have tough fixtures. So, for example, the likes of Trippier, he's got Arsenal. Um, Gordon has Arsenal, and I wasn't too happy to see a two-pointer from him, given how big of a differential he is for me. I really only got 3 points, which was nice and not nice, because I am gutted that I replaced him with Pickford. I mean, yeah, I replaced Pickford with Areola on my wildcard, and Pickford has done amazingly ever since. So that is a bit frustrating. And moving forwards after this week, I do have pretty good fixtures, and even for this week, I could maybe start Gabriel over Trippier or start Trippier with more attacking threat. So we will see. But Anderson has a great fixture against Burnley. I'm really expecting a clean sheet there. And maybe he can even pop up with a goal, although that's somewhat less likely. And Haaland, I mean, if you don't have Haaland, I wouldn't be taking a hit to get him back in because we knew he could do this kind of stuff. I don't really see what's changed since you decided to go no Haaland. I think everyone knew that the Bournemouth fixture this game was a good one, and that he was going to get one or two big scores before you brought him back if you did it slightly longer time. If you did it a shorter time and got him back this week, then that is massive for you. Absolutely fair play. But if you still don't have him, I wouldn't be recommending taking a hit to get him in. I also wouldn't be recommending free hitting to get him in, because I don't like the idea of using a whole chip for just one player when someone like Alvarez could even match his score, or a Captain Salah could do really, really well against Newton. I'm actually eyeing that up myself because I think a handy differential for the captaincy could be Mohamed Salah. And the reason I think that is that he plays Newton, and Luton are the second worst team in the league statistically. At least in my view, and they have conceded a lot of their chances down that I think it's right hand side that Salah plays on for them and left hand side for Liverpool, something like that. Either way, where Salah plays, they have conceded a lot of chances. So I think the Salah captaincy could match or even outscore Haaland this week. So people with no Haaland still don't have much to worry about. Another useful one might be Son, who somehow seems to get overlooked every week, but got 14 points against Fulham and followed that up with a 10-pointer against a tough Crystal Palace defence. Now he plays Chelsea, which most people would be like, Chelsea have been good defensively. But so were Crystal Palace and he still got 10 points. Plus, Son is Son. I mean, Son can do it against anyone, really. Another differential if you don't have him would be Maddison. I'm less keen on Maddison as captain because I think there are better options out there. He's not as explosive as Son is. He could get a 6-pointer or an 8-pointer in any given week, but it's hard to see him really netting that double figure haul the way Son has done the past couple of weeks. So this goes especially if you don't have Haaland. If you don't have Haaland, I think the main two contenders for the captaincy, main three, are Salah, Watkins, and Son. And they're the ones I would really be looking at. For myself, I'm very likely to go with Haaland. If that changes before the deadline, it will be like 2 minutes before the deadline when I panic about Salah. So it's hard to know, but I can almost definitely guarantee you that Haaland or Salah will be my captain. And Son is an outside shout, but I'm not sure he will get my armband because I feel like Haaland and Salah both have better fixtures and are both a lot more explosive. And they're both confirmed on penalties. So Spurs, I don't think have actually gotten a penalty yet. So even though there's a high chance that the penalty taker is Son, it could also be Maddison. So we're not actually 100% sure on who that penalty taker is for them, which is the only reason I'd really overlook Son this week. But I mean, FPL is about fun, right? So if you have a gut feeling about Son, or you like Son, or whatever it may be, and you think Son will do well, absolutely go for it because at the end of the day, you want to play your own game. I feel like it's really boring if you see someone out there with like a top 10k rank and you just decide to completely copy their team and do whatever they do. Because sure, you might get a good rank at the end of the season. You might not even get that if they do badly. But also, it doesn't feel like you're playing the game for yourself if you do that. I mean, the whole point of the game is for you to have fun and make your own decisions. And if you're basically letting someone make your decisions for you, then a fun aspect of the game does go away because it doesn't feel like you're really choosing your own team. You're just doing the same thing as someone else is doing. And then it kind of stops being a game and it starts being more like a chore in some ways. So that's why I would say do your own thing, pick your own team, which is why I still have Morris. It's why I got Gordon because I think I did get him in quite a lot sooner than most people. And even though the rest of my team is friendly company, I don't like to look at effective ownership when I do my transfers. I just really look at who I think will get points because that's what the game is about in the end. With all that said, I hope all of you have a very good week FPL wise. And if you're looking for some differential punch, I did recommend Gordon and Neto in my last video, and they did do well that week. This week, not so much, but I mean, it paid off that week, and Gordon is still a good asset for the weeks to come. Um, if you're looking for differentials this week, I would say that actually Edward is going very under the radar because he plays Burnley away, and Burnley have been shocking defensively. I mean, they've been worse than Luton have, and they really, really have not got a good defense. So, if you're looking for a differential pick up top, I would be really looking at Edward. I would be looking at Nketiah as well, though. That could probably wait a week, given they have Newcastle away. But and also more people seem to have Nketiah. I mean, this is really, really differential. So I'd be looking at Edward as a striker. If we need a midfielder, I'd be looking at either a Dinkler or Decore from Everton, because Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet in the league yet after 10 weeks, and they did have Newton in game week 1, although that was obviously a penalty. But I would be looking at Decore or Harrison from Everton in the midfield, maybe a Dinkler too. In the defence, it gets harder, but I would be looking at someone like a Simicast. Simicast is quite highly owned, to be fair. If you want a really, really big differential, I'd be looking at someone like Adini from Aston Villa. He has a lot of attacking threat, the same way Matty Cash does, but he's being a lot more overlooked. And if you want a goalkeeper differential, if you're making a goalkeeper transfer this week, I would probably suggest Vicario from Spurs or Flecken from Brentford. Flecken has 2 clean sheets in a row and now plays West Ham, who, I mean, couldn't score against Everton. So that says a lot about their attack. And Vicario has become the top scoring keeper, and he is very much passing the eye test. Every time I see him play, he looks very, very good. Spurs are obviously top of the league as well, so that helps. And Chelsea haven't been the best when it comes to attacking, so those are my differential picks. In terms of my team, I don't really think I'll change much, maybe 1 or 2 transfers. But yeah, we'll see. So I hope you guys will have a great week, FPL wise and non FPL wise. And yeah, have fun at playing your own game.